Welcome to Owen Allen Media. So as we expected, the wave of deportation has begun in Trinidad and Tobago. The Ministry of National Security has confirmed that 11 people, 10 men, and 1 woman were deported from the United States. The names of the individuals are Jamal Thomas, age 36, Keron Andrews, age 33, Tanisha Chan, age 43, aka Tanny Fly, Alexander Lochan, age 30, Mariano Brown, age 41, Hakeem Hussain, age 28, Michael Crawford, age 50, Ryan Mohammed, age 38, and Steve Balbosa, age 40. Also Rodney Salto, age 54, and Marlon Brito, age 50. And arrive at Piarco International Airport on March 28, while 14 individuals were originally scheduled for deportation. Only 11 made it onto the flight. Now, the reason for the remaining 3 not being deported remain unclear, but it's possible they are facing legal appeals or temporary delays. Now, according to the ministry released on March 29, local immigration authorities processed the deportees following established protocols. However, not all were simply sent on their way. The 1 woman in the group was immediately arrested by Trinidad and Tobago police due to 2 outstanding warrants. That simply means if you had run-ins with the law in Trinidad and Tobago, being deported by the US means that they will apprehend you and, you will have to go through the whole legal system. And this wasn't just a sudden deportation, The government of Trinidad and Tobago was informed on March 21 through US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as we know as ICE, via the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. In just a few days, all necessary flight permits were secured, with the Civil Aviation Authority granting approval on March 25th. Now, for the chartered flight that carried the deportees back home to Trinidad and Tobago, the speed at which, this process happened suggests both U.S. and Trinidad authorities have an understanding in place regarding the deportation. Trinidad is definitely working with the U.S. and there is no pushback on Trinidad and Tobago side. We're working with Trump, U.S. Our immigration policy is concerned. This also signals that we should expect more deportation in the coming weeks and months. If this group was handled so swiftly, it's likely that, additional batches of deportees are already in the pipeline to be shipped back to Trinidad and Tobago. So the Ministry of National Security claims that all measures were put in place for their reintegration into society. But what does that really mean? Are there specific programs in place to ensure that deported, individuals, some of whom may have lived in the U.S. for decades and decades, can find jobs in Trinidad, housing, or even, support from the government? And again, just as I mentioned earlier, the case of the woman who was arrested on arrival, it does beg the question, those who have run-ins with Trinidad and Tobago law enforcement won't necessarily be free upon arrival if they have outstanding warrants. They could face immediate arrest and potential jail time or prison time. So others may be held for questioning until authorities decide what to do with them. And this is not just Trinidad and Tobago who is, doing this processing, where they have taken people into custody after being deported from the U.S. Jamaica also did it, with their batch of deportees. And you will let me know if this is concerning for you. How do you feel about this? So, regarding everything that I've spoken about already, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about all of this. How do you feel about these deportees back into Trinidad and Tobago with criminal records, so on and so forth? And if they were convicted of violent crimes, drug offenses, or fraud in the US, should Trinidad and Tobago, simply just reintegrate them back into into society without oversight, or should they be monitored, placed under restrictions, or even face additional legal consequences for crimes committed abroad? You will let me know, you know what I mean? But really and truly, let's be real for a second. This is the beginning, you know what I mean, with the US, you know, Trump mass deportation and tightening of, you know, immigration policies. So, you know, Trump is taking a hard stance on immigration, and we see that and we know that, and it will not stop. It's a cleansing. Illegal immigrants are no longer safe, you know, as they were with the Biden administration. And again, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Trump's immigration policies? Do you believe they are fair, or do you see them as, you know, as unnecessarily harsh? And how do you feel about deported, you know, Trinidadians with criminal records possibly being released back into society, and, you know, all of that? So just leave your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think about all of this. So this is something that we must talk about.
I mean, everything was everything, Jerry. I got something long time. You must see him again, so you see him again.
Vybz Kartel turned Bahamas into a choir delivering a high energy, unforgettable performance to a packed venue. The ladies showed up and they definitely showed out. And I mean, they fully embraced the assignment. They understood it. No dead crowd business, just pure vibes. Kartel himself feed off the energy of the crowd, delivering a powerful set that had every fan engaged from start to finish. The night ended with the crowd wanting more and more and more, proving once again, you know, Kartel is the dominant force in dancehall. Check out the video.
You want him for? You want him for? My friend that tell me, look. She said you want him? Look. I mean everything was everything, Jerry. I got something long time. You must see him again, so you see him again. That's it to me, say you see him again. Me don't think this 10% official stuff. The door pull, you know, you don't leave again. You don't search phone, but the text did not show up. He said the performing and that's all today. So you are there.
Alkaline's Boston show was nothing short of epic, with a venue packed to capacity. Fans who hadn't seen Alkaline perform in a long time made it to the event, and, you know, I mean, they enjoyed every moment singing along to Alkaline hits after hits after hits. Despite, you know, Alkaline keeping a low profile as always, Alkaline continues to prove that his presence in dancehall is strong as ever. Whenever he steps onto the stage, he delivers, and Boston was no exception. To check out the video. Alright, so that's the video for today. Owen Allen Media, we keep you informed.